What's up, guys? Welcome to Forgemaster Metal Reviews. This is the place where you get the most out of your metal.
It's that time of year where we round up our favorite metal albums of a particular subgenre, and this time we are getting real fucking sad with some doom.
If you like metal content like this, be sure to smash the like and subscribe button. It helps us to continue to bring you more great metal coverage.
Lace up those sad boots and get ready to trudge the sludgy waters. We're going to cover our best doom metal album picks of 2021. Hooded Menace, Tritonous Bell, released August 27th on Season of Mist. Hooded Menace are certainly deep into their death doom careers, and they've influenced countless other bands in the subgenre, and these guys know how to write devastatingly killer dual guitar work on these fucking songs. One big thing that I noticed on Tritonous Bell is their experiments into classic heavy metal territory, that it's down-tuned and they riff on it, and I also noticed that Wasp cover at the end of the record as well, for example. It is not a massive sidestep for the band, but it left me pleasantly surprised of where Hooded Menace could go next with their sound. I spent a ton of fucking time with this record, and although it's not my total favorite of the death doom lineup of 2021, it is definitely deserving of a spot on this year-end list. If they killed some of the filler tracks on this album, I think it could have been damn near perfect, but still a damn fucking strong death doom record that was a ton of fun to revisit all year. 4.7 out of 5 Skull Bells.
This is one of the more grittier and blacker of the picks that you have on here. I think this is a really cool one that definitely needs recognition. Don't know about you, bro, but my picks for doom metal, they were pretty straightforward this year. There wasn't really a whole lot of competition like there were in the black and death metal categories. Omination's NGR truly was one of the first ones to come to mind. I skip a lot of funeral doom records just because they're fucking boring, but Omination delivered something engaging and captivating for the funeral doom subgenre. This album has had a phenomenal journey here at Forgemaster Metal Reviews, where it has quickly gone from an underground spotlight highlight to one of my favorite funeral doom metal genre albums of all time, basically. Yeah, it escalated pretty quickly, so it should be no surprise that here it is once again at the end of the best of 2021 in the doom subgenre. This album is beyond engaging, it's captivating, and I have a very, very hard time saying that about any other funeral doom band. NGR gets 4.7 out of 5 tormented cult worshippers.
Khemmis, Deceiver. I'm going to start with that I absolutely love the small group of the new wave of American doom metal bands that seem to hit the scene in the early to mid 2010s. Bands like Pallbearer and Spirit Adrift, and also Khemmis. The perfect matchup of doomed heavy metal was something so refreshing, and it's amazing to see the bands like this continue to pioneer and push boundaries of the sounds of that niche. Deceiver has done exactly that, and this album may be my favorite in the Khemmis discography, although it's very tough to pick from such a fucking gorgeous discography like theirs. I love metal bands that push the boundaries of tone beyond using the same fucking amps, cabs, and gear. They're searching for a new voice in the scene of beyond the let's just do what X band did on album and try to sound like that, and I really appreciate that. This album is completely masterful in a way that blends great songwriting with heavy metal fury and character. There is so much fucking soul on this record that it's practically brimming with inspiration for the guitar player in me. I'll be spinning this album for weeks and months to come, especially through this winter season. 4.7 out of 5 living pyres.
Hanging Gardens, Skeleton Lake is an album that I talked about quite a bit here on Forgemaster. This is a fantastic melodic death doom album, but it's got massive undertones of gothic metal, and dare I say maybe even some retro wave or pop in there. You're not going to hear electronic drums or arpeggiated synth lines on this record, but many of the songs follow that simple retro wave formula. Simple song structures that are still sad as fuck and engaging. They keep you focused and attentive while making you feel regret over not saying thank you to your barista yesterday morning. Yeah, you should always say thank you. I really love this record. It's focused, somber, and fits in wonderfully to my collection of sad boy records. The band has really elevated their talents with the addition of Rika, a diverse and talented singer. Very eager to see where this band goes from here. 4.8 out of 5 emotional memories.
Really great fucking album. And your review of just this record was really well done, too. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go into it. Worm Foreverglade, released 22 October on $20 spin. This year's been pretty light on Killer Doom, we'll admit here at Forgemaster Metal Reviews, and finally we've got something other than Hooded Menace in the Death Doom, Funeral Doom vein that bores worms in your fucking skull. I'll go as far to say as Foreverglade by Worm is my favorite Death Doom album of 2021. Easily. Sorry, Hooded Menace. You guys are fucking awesome though, I still love you. The subtle yet heavy use of synths on this album was a fantastic touch that just kicked up those atmospheric vibes exactly where I wanted them to be. Made me have a huge appreciation for the amazing production job on this album too, throughout that 45-ish minute runtime. The songwriting is something that's a total monument of fucking grossness to behold. I think Worm just made the Death Doom album that I will revisit year after year. It is that fucking good. I loved it. 4.7 out of 5 Green Mist Crypts.
Dude, this one didn't really stick with me on first listen, but I can see how it ended up on this list here. It's way better than your typical Death Doom. And the fucking solos, holy shit, dude. They make this record. It's a great pick.
It feels like a slowed down Where the Slime Live album.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Flight of Sleipnir's Eventide was released in the summer on Eisenwald to not a whole lot of critical acclaim. I think we might have been one of the only fucking channels talking about this, which is weird and undeserved, but okay, that's what we do here. We give you the deep cuts. Eventide generates a beautiful blend of blackened doom metal that is highly melodic and structured in a way that keeps this 6-track record very well paced and just moving along. I really love the production value of this album. It is unpolished, hazy, and it really matches the marvelous atmosphere of the music. The vocals are distant and reverberated, the drums sound like they're off in a muddy grove somewhere, and the guitars just sound like they're surrounding you. Sonically, it sounds like Pale Folklore to me, which is one of the best fucking atmospheric black metal albums, but this is not an atmospheric black metal album, so it's got kind of a different vibe to it. Brilliant songwriting, bass playing, drumming, singing, guitar riffs. Yet another carryover from one of our best of the year so far. 4.8 out of 5 Ravens and Runes.
They fell off my list, and I'm glad that they went onto yours, and it is a Sleipnir hit. Marianas Rest, Fata Morgana, released March 12th on Napalm Records. Despite being a new name in the melodic doom scene, this album right here is an absolute fucking gem of doom metal this year. There isn't a single doom album that I've spun in 2021 more than Fata Morgana, and that's for good reason. It's fresh but delightfully familiar in the been done before melodic doom metal realm, but there's a lot of character here. There's a massive sense of emotion and scale on this album, with the experiment into ghostly and beautiful clean female vocals padding many of sections of the songs throughout the record. This gives the almost gaze vibe of the album in the best way without those depressive, spacey black metal chords. No, instead of that, we have massive doom metal riffs driving these songs into utter fucking brilliance. The vocals are very interesting as well, as they're favoring the high-end wails, almost blackened screeches, instead of that monotonous guttural vocals that you might hear on a lot of Death Doom albums that they kind of tend to gravitate towards in the subgenre. Easily one of the best albums of 2021, let alone from doom metal. 5 out of 5 Mariana Trenches.
Very happy that you put this one on your list. They came very close to being on mine. It's a fucking awesome album. Well, here's my surprise pick. It is Clouds with their independent release, Despartire. This international band has been dropping some utterly sad records since 2014. Despartire features 7 songs of searing human pain and emotional discomfort. I absolutely can't get over the diversity of this record. The guitar solos, the violins, calling all you My Dying Bride fans, the clean and growling vocals, the drudging heavy sections contrasted by the beautiful clean sections. This is Doom Metal 101, and it is done on point. My biggest gripe about this record, how come no one was talking about it? If it wasn't for Josh Coe, one of our biggest contributors to The Forge, I don't even think I would have had any idea that this came out. I know they're a low-key band, but this is not low-key fucking material. This is easily some of the best Doom of the year. As you could see, it's on my list. And in a subgenre that's been so quiet, they had every opportunity to get ahead of the pack. But hey, this is why we do what we do right here. We want you to hear everything that is awesome, not just the shit that's getting a lot of attention. This is one of the best Doom metal records of the year, if not the last 5 or 10 years for me. 4.8 out of 5. Sad guys rowing a boat in a circle. A beautiful record, super sad. You gotta listen to it.
Sepulcros, Vazio, released March 12th on Transcending Obscurity. There it is again, Transcending Obscurity. We've said it many times. This is a label that you absolutely need to be fucking paying attention to. They have consistently been putting out some of the most unique and horrifyingly beautiful Death and Doom albums over the last few years. Funeral Doom, though, is not something that we typically listen to over at The Forge, but when a band crafts a bottomless pit of despair and depravity like Sepulcros has, the record is going to keep our fucking attention. Hailing from Portugal, Sepulcros have created an album that is overwhelmingly dark and oppressive with 6 fucking crushing tracks that are just devastating in the doom metal genre, clocking just under 40 minutes, which was actually kind of nice. I think my favorite part of this album is the production. The album feels lo-fi without sacrificing the power, which is very important in doom metal. You don't want to lose the power. The filthy and unclean ambience throughout the album only makes the album feel like its tendrils are seeping into your fucking brainstem, which is absolutely perfect for this record. The riffs are infectious. They're fucking evil as hell. Everything is expertly crafted here. The album is monumental as a debut record as well. Do not sleep on this album. Check this one out if you fucking missed it. If you like bands like Disembowelment and Atramentus, you will be right at home here. 4.8 out of 5. Massive monoliths.
Very happy that you put Sepulcros on here. I've loved this record all year. It's just one of the best in the funeral doom genres. Between Omination and Sepulcros, they're just really moving the genre forward. Swedish Cult of Luna are considered the godfathers in the post-sludge and doom scene. Their competition this year was fairly tight in the sludge subgenre, but the Swedes have shown that they are not to be contended with, as the raging river shows no signs of slowing down over here. That's right, folks. My last pick is Cult of Luna's The Raging River. We've talked about this fairly a lot on this channel here. It's been an early favorite. I just love to spin this one. I get excited every time I listen to it. Can't say that about a whole lot of albums because we listen to hundreds of records over here. There are moments on this album that are still in peaceful as you are carried along the serene portions of the soon-to-be raging river, but it's not long before you're pulled into the sonic tidal pools that are the devastating riffs coming from the string players of Cult of Luna. The vocals are my fucking favorite part, though, man. They sound like they are directly in your face. It's one of my favorite vocal performances of all year. And it's also mixed incredibly well. Whatever they did for the plugins and stuff like that, just out of this world. I loved it. There's nothing about this record I really don't like. Maybe that it's a little too short, but I mean, it's still 40 fucking minutes long, but still. It is practically perfect in every way. The Raging River gets 5 out of 5 Whitewater Rafters. So, friends, what are your favorite records from this year in the doom metal subgenre 2021? Let us know down in the comments below.
While you're at it, beat the shit out of the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. As always, go with the gods, our Forgemaster brethren. Don't breathe deep the creepy green smoke. See you guys next time.